Imagine a country that, against all odds, stands unswerving in the face of countless obstacles. North Korea, small but fierce, is a force that seems unstoppable. Despite intense global sanctions, devastating natural disasters, and relentless political pressure, it continues to march on. Armed with nuclear weapons, a unique resilience, and a knack for diplomatic maneuvers, North Korea keeps defying predictions of its downfall. Brace yourself, the story of North Korea's persistence is a tale as intriguing as it is shocking. For years now, North Korea's been working on all kinds of ballistic missiles. It's a big part of how they keep themselves safe and show off their status as a nuclear power. They've tested a whole bunch of short and medium-range missiles like the Hwasong series and the KN series, and also the Puguksong ones. These missiles can reach places like South Korea, Japan, and other neighbors. Now, some of these missiles use a thing called solid fuel. That's important because they can be launched fast and sneakily, unlike those that use liquid fuel. But the missiles that really worry the US are the long-range ones. We're talking about those that can potentially reach the US mainland or even its territories. North Korea has tested 4 of these intercontinental ballistic missiles known as ICBMs. The Hwasong 13 didn't quite work out and may have been scrapped. The Hwasong 14, tested in 2017, could potentially hit New York. It's got a range of 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers. The Hwasong 15, tested later that year, can fly even further, over 13,000 kilometers, which means it could reach anywhere in the continental US. The scariest one so far is the Hwasong 18, tested in 2023. That missile can fly more than 15,000 kilometers and can carry more than one warhead. There's also a missile that can be launched from submarines, called the Puguksong 4, tested in 2022. It can travel up to 2,500 kilometers and is hard to spot and stop because it comes from underwater. Not stopping there, North Korea has also tested cruise missiles and hypersonic missiles. These fly low and fast to dodge radar. In 2022, they said they had a cruise missile that could hit targets 1,500 kilometers away. And in 2023, they announced a hypersonic missile that can fly at 10 times the speed of sound and change direction while in flight. What makes these missiles even scarier is that they carry nuclear warheads. Since 2006, North Korea has been developing these nukes and has tested them 6 times, with the last one in 2017 being their most powerful yet. They even claimed it was a thermonuclear device, which is super powerful. This bomb was 6 times more powerful than the one the US dropped on Hiroshima in 1945. They also say that they've miniaturized these warheads to fit on their missiles. Moving on, they also have their tactical nuclear missiles.
North Korea says its latest missile launches were to test its tactical nuclear weapon.
You see, these are small-scale nukes designed to target military stuff on the battlefield, not big cities or important strategic points. Their explosive power is usually less than 20 kilotons, similar to the bomb dropped on Nagasaki in 1945. Now, North Korea has been saying that they have these kinds of weapons since 2018. They announced that they tested a new type of nuclear warhead that can be fitted on their short-range ballistic missiles, known as SRBMs. Fast forward to 2023, and North Korea have tested a new SRBM that they say is a big step up for their tactical nukes. This missile has been not given a name yet, apparently flies around 600 kilometers and hit a test target out at sea. North Korean state media reported that this new missile has an improved version of a solid fuel engine and can do fancy flying maneuvers like gliding and pull-ups. This could make it trickier to intercept. Now, if this new missile becomes a reality, it's going to add to the threat that North Korea already poses to South Korea and the US forces near the demilitarized. North Korea has a lot of conventional artillery and rockets that can hit places like Seoul and other areas near the border. They also have several types of SRBMs like the Hwasong series and the KN series, which can hit targets up to 500 kilometers away. Now here's the scary part. If North Korea ever decided to use these tactical nuclear missiles against South Korea or US forces, it would probably lead to a massive response from the US and its allies. The US has around 28,500 troops based in South Korea. The US also has bases in Guam, Hawaii, and Japan, and these are within range of some of North Korea's long-range missiles. In Guam, they've got Andersen Air Force Base and Naval Base Guam. These bases house strategic bombers and subs that can launch nuclear weapons. Over in Hawaii, you've got Pearl Harbor Naval Base and Hickam Air Force Base. These are important places for the US Pacific Command and the US Pacific Air Forces. Then, in Japan, there are around 54,000 US troops spread across 120 bases. One of the big ones there is Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, the largest US air base in Asia. Having these bases also means they could be potential targets for North Korea's long-range ballistic missiles, which can carry nuclear warheads. The US has put up missile defense systems like the ground-based mid-course defense system and the terminal high-altitude area defense system to protect itself and its allies from potential North Korean attacks. But these systems aren't perfect. They might not be able to stop all incoming missiles, especially if North Korea uses tricks like decoys or jamming devices. But there's one other thing that can make North Korea unstoppable: its biggest ally, China. Their history goes way back to the Korean War from 1950 to 53, where China stepped in to back North Korea against the US-led UN forces. The war ended with a sort of a split, with North Korea under the influence of China and the Soviet Union, and South Korea under the influence of the US and its allies. In 1961, China and North Korea signed this Mutual Aid and Cooperation Friendship Treaty. Basically, China promised to jump in with military help if anyone attacked North Korea. This treaty lasts 20 years and automatically renews unless one of the countries wants to stop it. So far, they've renewed it 4 times, in 1981, 2001, 2021, and probably again in 2041. This treaty really underscores the strategic interests of both countries. China sees North Korea as a sort of buffer against the US presence and influence in Northeast Asia. For North Korea, China is a safety net, a guarantee for its security, and a big source of economic aid and trade. They've done joint exercises, training, and arms sales, and have also coordinated on regional and international issues. These include the 6-party talks on denuclearization, the Korean peace process, and the role of the US in Asia. Their military cooperation has also been shaped by their relationships with other countries, especially the US. During the Trump administration, the US came down hard on North Korea with tough sanctions, military threats, and diplomatic isolation. This pushed North Korea to cozy up more with China. Between 2018 and 2019, Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping met 5 times and reaffirmed their commitment to each other. Under the Biden administration, the US has taken a more practical approach to North Korea, trying to balance diplomacy with deterrence. The US has also tried to work with China on North Korea issues despite their larger rivalry. The goal is denuclearization of the Korean peninsula, but the US and China have different ideas on how to get there. The US wants more pressure on North Korea to return to negotiations, while China thinks more dialogue and incentives are the way to go. It's like a high-stakes poker game with nuclear weapons and strategic alliances on the table. But remember, amidst all the intrigue and uncertainty, it's also a story about people, resilience, and a nation's quest for survival. So keep your eyes peeled for the next chapter in the North Korea saga. It's bound to be a page-turner. What are your thoughts on North Korea? Let us know in the comments, and see you in the next one.